everyone, welcome to coding tutorial 13 of neural networks and deep learning. My name is Everleaf. This is the last coding tutorial, and in this tutorial we're going to teach you how to use Overleaf to create your final project report. Um, so as a quick introduction, you can find the final project requirements on the course page over here. So this is the overview, and in project outline, you can see in the first stage, you are going to submit your project outline, which is due on uh, April 10th. So for this outline, you are going to follow this structure over here, title, introduction, related work, methods, and experimental design. So there will be 4 sections. And for the PDF submission, you're going to submit a PDF file. And this will be created using the LaTeX template from a mainstream conference or journal. And here on the page, we provide the ECCV template. So I recommend using this, but if you want to use other templates, it's totally fine too. So as a quick introduction, if you haven't used LaTeX before, it's a like a coding style document preparation system. It helps us generate using coding to generate a PDF file with your assigned format. And for Overleaf, it is online platform that helps you utilize the LaTeX system to create your project. So let's go over to this page again. If you just click on ECCV over here, it will bring you to this template on Overleaf. If you don't have an account yet, you can create one just using your Google account. It's very simple and quick. So you can open it as a template. And so now you have successfully cloned this whole ECCV submission project. And here is your project title. You can name it whatever you want, say final project. All right. So this will be this whole LaTeX project name. And on the left bar here, you'll be able to see a list of files or folders inside this project. And in the middle part, here is the code that we're going to work on. All the contents will be defined here. We'll talk about all these files and how to edit them later. And on the right is the compiled PDF. So every time we edit here in the code, we can click on recompile, and then it generates the corresponding PDF, and you can also download it. And if there are errors, logs, or warnings, it will be over here. You can click on this. Usually, if there's some error, it will just jump out so you can see it. But in case you need to find it, you can click over here. And also, if you'd like to search from the text in your code, to the where it's located in the PDF or backwards, you can use these. Um, I just double click on the PDF a lot to locate the text. That is a quick way to do it too. All right, so with that, we can start trying to create our own final project document. Um, so let's start with checking out the menu option here. So on the top left corner, you can see menu. And if you click on it, you can see here's the compiler. And you can also define the main document here. And this document is the default ECV submission file, which is, if you look on the left, is the text file. So a text file is what we added here for contents in your paper. There are a lot of other files that we usually would leave it because that's the predefined format from these conferences or journals. Um, so now let's look at this main file, ECCV submission. Um, at the beginning, there's usually this line, document class, and then there are a bunch of packages, like importing packages with use package as a command here in the LaTeX format. And then it starts with begin document. So if we just fold this, you will see everything else is in begin document and end document. So here, when it begins, there defines a couple of the headings, including the title, author, institute, and then after make title, it generates this part. And begin after make title, it starts with begin abstract. So usually we would have an abstract at the beginning of this paper. And then the sections. The sections that are required, again, are defined here. I recommend going through the final project page carefully in case you miss anything. So this is the first section, introduction. In this template, you can see paper formatting, blind review, and all these sections, and then ends with conclusions. So if we fold all these things, you can see that actually the structure of this file is pretty simple. After the title, there is just begin abstract, and then all these sections, and then end document. So with that, let's create our own text file. We can name it main. So now we have this main text file. It's empty. For compiling, don't forget to change main document to our text file main, and then we can start working on it. So for simplicity, we can just copy everything from here, and we will start the edit. All right. So let's see over here. We're not going to change these. We can start from editing the title. So this will be the title of your paper. Let's say we have this is the title. And then we can edit, you can decide whether to have this or not. Let's say you can have title running and author running, or you can leave it. If you don't want that in your paper, you can just delete it. And then you need to input author and institute. All right. So after changing this, let's first start with recompiling. Remember, we have already changed the main file to the main text. So it should be, all right. So it should be what we edited here. We have a title, we have the author name, institute. All right, let's keep going. So basically, now we're just going to delete these sections. And all right, we will keep the bibliography over here. We'll talk about that later. So, all right. So if we just compile this, then you can see because we define abstract and then there is no section, so everything is empty over here. You can always try using this to check out the format of the template you're using. So basically, aside from abstract part, all these sections should start with this slash section, and then you can input the title in here, and then after that you can put all the contents behind it. And for more complicated structure, you can always use subsection. So you can check out over here. We have the section 1 title, and then for the first subsection in the ECCV format, it gives us this 1.1 as the numbering, and then the title after it. And there's also subsection. If you need to use it, you'll find that in the ECCV format, it looks like this. Um, and over after that, if you still need the paragraph title, you can define slash paragraph and then put the paragraph title in there, and you can see the effects over here. All right, so this is basically how it goes. After that, we define the bibliography. So here, this is the file name of the bib file that's originally in the template. And for bibliography, we can create our own file. Say my bib, and then it has to be ended with .bib, and then create this. So we can change this to my bib. We'll come back to this later. So as you can see, when we compile this main text file, everything in here would be the content of this whole document. But if you're writing a whole paper with many pages, you can imagine this content to be very long. So we highly recommend that you split all the sections into different text file. And that's what we're going to do now. So starting with abstract, and then we have introduction, related work, methods, and experimental design. So let's create those files. The first one, we can do abstract, and then introduction. So you don't have to do the numbering. I usually do so because it helps the document on the left to be in the section order. It's just easier to keep track. So for the final report, you might also need conclusions. All right. So these are the text files we will use. And what we should do in the main is that we use input and then the first file, input the second, just do all these sections by order. All right. So with this, we have input all these text files to the main. And now we will just need to edit. So remember for abstract, we do begin abstract and end abstract. So this is the abstract. So you can edit your own abstract here. Let's try to compile the main file again to see. Alright, so now we have the abstract. We can keep editing. The first section would be in introduction. The section title would be introduction. Great. So let's just do all these sections. All right. So now we have the document has automatically numbered all these sections for us from 1 to 5. Okay. So with that, let's try creating some contents in our paper. So let's say for introduction, you write several paragraphs. For the outline stage, we need 3 paragraphs. So let's say we write something. All right, this is the first paragraph. And then we can have the second paragraph. All right, let's see the format over here. So you can see the indentation and all these formatting in the ECCV template. So what should be noted is that you always need to leave at least one empty line between the paragraphs. So if you do this, then the coding style would consider these two as the same paragraph. So make sure that to start a new paragraph, make sure there is an empty line between. Okay, so so this is how we edit. This is the basic edit of the contents, and let's move on to related work. So usually in related work, we will be citing um, some relevant papers. And for citations, what we can do here is, let's say, let's move on to related work. Let's say if I want to cite this paper, we can go to Google Scholar and then search this paper and see if you can find it. If you can, there should be this site over here. So let's just click on that. And for citation, you can try BibTeX here. Now, this brings us to the big text that we're going to put in our file. So copy all the text and come back to our project. Remember, we created our own bib file, and we can just paste this here. So you can see the format over here for big text is usually this is like a nickname that we give to this cited paper, and all the information are defined below, like title is over here, and these are the authors and where it's published, and all these other information. Sometimes it can be long. Um, so this is a very similar style if you go to the original template bib file, as you can see here, like author, titles, and year. So since in our main text here, we are importing the mybib file, so we can cite the paper in mybib using this nickname that we give to the paper. So let's copy this, and let's say if we need to cite. So I'm just citing. And then for citation, you can use this code \cite, and then in the bracket, we put the nickname that we just copied. So say we're citing this way. Um, uh, you can usually use just use space for spacing, but sometimes if you encounter some formatting issues, you can always do this. So basically, this would be the same. So uh, let's compile this. All right, so now in related work, you can see over here, get bigger. All right, so this is the text that I wrote. And then right here where we cite it, there's the numbering. You don't have to do anything to the numbering. Everything is compiled automatically. So the corresponding reference will be over here, number one paper. And you can cite it repeatedly, citing this again. All right. So again, this is number one. So as you can see, in LaTeX, all these citations will be automatically ran. Um, so you can just use /cite and then put the nickname here. And as you add more, you can create more of the bib text over here in my bib. All right. So that's about citation. For methods, we can take a look at some simple editing techniques. You might use, let's try out subsection. Say we have um, a lot more content in methods section. So we're dividing it into dataset and algorithms. Let's see. Okay, so now we have 3.1 section and 3.2 sections with the titles defined. And on top of that, we can try itemizing. Say if you need to list some items, you can use begin itemize. So this would be look like begin itemize, and then after all the contents and itemize. And for every item, you do /item and then space. Then you can put the contents over here. Let's say um, we have the following steps. And for the next item, we again use /item. All right, now let's compile and see what's the format in ECCV. Okay, so this is the itemize style in ECCV template. You can also use numbering. So this is one of the basic edits that you can use. Also, if you are trying to input some math functions, you can use this and then put the function in there, say 70%, and then 30%. Let's compile this again. So this will be the style of the math functions in the ECCV format. So you can try that out. For more complicated equations, you don't need to like always just use this style. What we can do is we can use begin equation, and then you can just type your equation in here. So you can see over here, this is the output, and then you can see this equation actually has a number. So let's say, all right. So you can do something like this if you need to use a math equation formula in your paper. Just use begin slash begin equation and then end equation. All right. So with that, let's move on to what might be used a lot in experimental design. First of all, let's talk about the figures first, and then we can talk about how to create tables. All right, so for figures, we can use begin figure. All right, you can see latex Overleaf automatically gives us this format. The first line in begin figure is centering. So this helps us center the whatever content is between um, begin and end figure. And then for include graphics, we're going to put the picture file in here. And then you can edit the caption here in slash caption. And we can also give it a label, which is kind of like the nickname we're talking about for the cited papers. So I would recommend before uploading the figures, you can create a folder, figures or images, and then put all the images in here so it's more organized. Um, just upload two figures images here as an example. And okay, so now we have these two figures in the figs folder. So we can come back here for include graphics. We can include this image file, the PNG file that I uploaded, and we can define the size over here for width. Usually we would use text width to define it. So if you just do this, the figure will be exactly the width of the text width. So let's see how it compiles. All right. So this figure now is pretty large. Let's say if we want it to be just 80% of the text width, you can put 0.8 over here. And now it's a little bit smaller. Okay, so this is how you import and operate the formatting of a picture. If we don't do centering, uh, the picture will be on the left. Yep, so we usually do centering over here. And so here's the caption. You can edit the caption over here. So this is a picture that I took. All right, so now we have the caption ready. And as you can see over here, the figure is again numbered automatically as figure 1 because this is the first figure to be compiled in this file. So when in the text, when we are referring to this figure, we can use the label. say we give it a nickname over here in label. So this would be its nickname. Copy it and say we're writing something in here. So let's say I want to put figure 1 over here. Instead of typing 1, we can do reference ref and then just paste the label for this figure over here. All right, let's compile this. Okay, so now we can see over here, here's the text we put, and when we are referring to this figure, it automatically generates figure 1. So this is how we use figures in the LaTeX file. So let's do a quick demo of another figure. And again, we are going to grab the figure from this folder and then define the width. Let's say if we want it to be smaller this time. This is a caption. Give it a label. And if we compile this, we'll be able to see both figures in the paper and also the numbering. So this is the number 2 figure. Say we are referencing to this figure. All right, so if we compile this, we can see that in the text where we have talked about both figure 1 and figure 2 in experimental design. All right, so this is a quick demo of figures. Let's give it a subsection. In the second subsection, let's talk about tables. All right, so for tables, it's pretty similar. You can call begin and then table. All right, now Overleaf has again provide us with this template. The first line is again centering, and then we have begin and tabular. So here is here defines the columns of this table. C means center. And then L means left, R means right. So let's try center for some columns. All right, let's try to create this table over here. Um, so we can do uh, two columns and then the third column for progress. And so after from begin to end tabular, we define the contents of this table. So this mark this marks the separation of columns, and this marks the separation of rows. So let's start with editing from um, the first. This is the first row, and then use this to mark the separation. And then this will be the next line. Let's compile this. All right, so now we have this first row in the table, and we're just going to add these contents into it. Um, use and to separate. Say we are done. Presentation. Well, and then there's peer evaluation. Finally, the report. All right. So remember, we defined that there are going to be three columns. So for each line, we have the three contents for the table and the cells in the three columns defined, and then we use this to separate the the lines, the rows. So now we have this table over here. So we can add like a column, the vertical lines by adding this over here. Let's see. All right, here you can see this. Um, so basically, we can, okay, let's try using left for this column to see what it comes out to be. So basically, there's a lot of options that you can use to edit your own, to create your own table. And if you want a simpler approach, you can use this table generator. I provided the link um, in the tutorial. So basically, you can just edit your table over here. If you are more familiar with the graphics. So after this, you can generate the table in LaTeX style. So then it has the code over here, and then you can just copy everything over to your project if this is easier for you. All right, so again, this is a table. We can give it a nickname. And then in the um, in the text, we can call it using ref. Oops. this table. All right, so let's compile this and see if we have the table reference. So this is table 1. All right, so table 1 shows the progress. We have everything here. I forgot to edit this. Okay, so with that, one more thing to note is that here we can edit the the place of this table that we prefer it to be in the page. So let's say if we use B, it means bottom, and then when it's compiling, um, LaTeX will try to put this table at the bottom of a page, like right here. So this is the same for figures. We can put T over here, which means top, and um, say H, that means here for this one. And let's mark it over here. And usually when we define this, um, it will change the order of or the places that these figures or tables will be in the PDF file. So this will facilitate you to format your document better. Okay, I think that's about it. Don't forget to add conclusion in your report. And quick reminder for editing this file together with your teammate, you can always click share here. You can share with one person, so you can both edit this same project. And also there is this useful function, add comment here. So if you click on this and say uh, to be polished and then comment. So now we can trace this over here. This part is not has a comment to be resolved, and when you're done with it, you can resolve it, and then it's gone. So that is about it for LaTeX. If you have further questions, you're welcome to come to my office hours or email me. And for the final project, I'm very happy to provide any guidance you might need, so feel free to reach out anytime. And that's all for all the coding tutorials this semester. Good luck with your final project.